Redditors assemble. r/AskReddit. Redditors with those who talk in their sleep. What is the creepiest thing they've said? She said, "Don't leave me $4.03. I need about $3.50. My boyfriend once cupped my crotch in his sleep and said, 2 out of 5 stars. Rate and review this location so others know what to expect." Damn. I'm sorry about the low rating. Brutal as frick. I come in to go to bed. Lay down and am about to turn the bedside lamp off. Cue him turning over. Eyes still shut. Obviously still asleep. Don't turn the light off. I'm confused now. Why? They need to see. Now I'm freaking the frick out wondering who's in our bedroom that I haven't noticed. Who needs to see? The bugs. Why do the bugs need to see? To read. This happened months ago and I still haven't let it go. I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to be responsible for undereducated bugs in your house, do you? If the bugs don't learn to read, they won't find jobs. Then they'll never move out. This is kinda cute. Imagine little bugs all reading tiny little books. I'm imagining that roach who sits at the tiny table eating a Krabby Patty, but instead he's sitting in a tiny chair with tiny roach reading glasses. Initially he just mumbled something I couldn't understand. I turned around to face him and asked him what he had said. He responded in his sleep, "Don't worry about it," and then laughed in this villainous way that I've never heard him use while awake. It honestly creeped me out. Divorce. He. I was told by my sew that I said, "Give her a lobotomy, right through the temple." I hope your sew is not a neurosurgeon, because I'm pretty sure through the temple is a scenic route to a lobotomy. My fiancée is super active while sleeping. It used to bother me, but now I'm used to it. One time I asked her to give me her pillow while she was sleeping and she said, "Okay," and then pulled it out from under her head and threw it at me. She slept the rest of the night without a pillow and was quite pissed when she woke without a pillow, and after I told her what she did. My sew frequently moves around the pillow and the covers when she's asleep, often resulting in her not having a pillow, and not letting me put one under her. The first time she did it, she called me a snake for stealing the pillows. I'm still not sure if she fully believes that it's not me. Apparently I'm the opposite. According to my sew, while dead asleep, I reached over, yanked the pillow out from under her head, threw it off the bed, and continued snoring contentedly. Unrelated, but on another night, I apparently rolled over, put my face right near hers, and, as she describes it, screamed snorewood right into her face. For an hour. Screamed snorewood right into her face. For an hour. And that was me losing it at my desk. Good thing I'm the only one here today, or people would think I was a lunatic. I am quite certain my wife would wake me up if I started snoring into her face. And I don't even really understand what snoring is. I wake my sew up the second he wakes me up. Most nights, I learned the magical rollover trick that works for most people. You say you're snoring, roll over, and then they stop snoring, or at least they roll the snoring far enough away from you that it's easier to go back to sleep. I talk in my sleep regularly. One instance comes to mind. My sew said she was going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. On her way back, I said, "It's following you," and went back to sleep. I think this is the scariest I've read on here. Imagine sleepily going back to bed while you hear it's following you. I would not sleep again that night. I would not enjoy having a bathroom follow me back to bed. Then your sew continued walking out of the room, down the stairs and to the front door, got in her car and left. The only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I'm the sleep talker, but the best I've ever been told about was, no, none of them have heads. My husband sleep talks, and my favorite was when he told me to close a ticket. He was an IT manager, and I told him I didn't work for him. Then he yelled at me to get it done. I said, "You're a mean boss," and went back to sleep. I've got so many and should write them down, but I'm so used to it by now. And I'm not the sleep talker, but I once woke myself and him up by yelling, "The power of Christ compels you." I had been having a very vivid nightmare about seeing a black entity floating in our bedroom by the bathroom door. In my dream, I woke my husband up and we turned the lights on, chasing it down the hallway, because we didn't want whatever it was to hurt our daughter. As we were chasing it away, I was yelling, "The power of Christ compels you," and I woke up screaming it. Thing is that I'm not particularly religious, and that's not really something I would say at all. It was so bizarre. I've only had a dream that realistic a couple times in my life. I like how even in a nightmare you're like, "No bitch." My girlfriend fell out with me while she was sleeping one night. She asked me to pass the light up picture frame, and when I asked her what she was talking about, she shouted, "Fine, I'll get it myself," and actually started walking about the room looking for something. It's not really creepy, but I don't get a chance to tell this story often. Did she ever find the light-up picture frame? If not, you should buy one for her as a gift. She did not. It's actually her birthday at the end of January. Might add on a wee joke gift? Thanks for the idea. She's starting shaking me and yelling that the financial reports don't match. She's an accountant. I apparently did the same thing to my partner once while taking a financial management course at university. Except I had also recently kayaked with dolphins, so not only was I stressing about financial reports in my sleep, they were reports for the dolphins, and from the sounds of it the dolphins weren't happy. Angry dolphin noises from dolphins in waterlogged suits. My dad used to have dreams about cranes when he was a crane operator. He would use my mom's arm as the controls for his crane dreams. That's actually really adorable. My girlfriend will do this every so often, but this one time she was having a really bad nightmare and she just straight up screamed at the top of her lungs right into my face. I woke up with an adrenaline rush that is still my closest guess for what cocaine feels like. I woke her up by stroking her hair and whispering to her that it would be okay, and she thanked me the next morning. Sorry, that must have been terrifying in the moment, but I can't stop laughing trying to visualize this scenario. I did this as a kid. My mom woke up and started screaming and my dad also did the same. So it was all three of us screaming for a solid minute or two before they realized nothing was wrong except they had somehow let a sleep screamer crash in their bed. Funny enough, it was my dad who told us to shut up and listen. He was the biggest coward out of the lot. My mom usually had the level head in distressing situations, though she still may have been a tad asleep. I was on business travel years ago in Europe with a coworker for several weeks. Over the weekends we traveled to various tourist spots. One weekend we stayed at a chateau. It was pricey, so we shared a room that ended up being on the ground floor and overlooked the garden courtyard. She neglected to tell me she had night terrors. Middle of the night. Pitch black. I'm in an unfamiliar environment, and I wake up to screaming that there's somebody in a room trying to get her. I have no idea where the light switch is, or the door, or anything. I had never been so scared in my life. At least not until the summer when we were on vacation in Colorado with the windows open and we were serenaded by wolves right outside. Waking up to that and thinking it was some kind of screaming and knowing my young son was on the other side of the house left me unable to sleep 4 hours. Well, at least I don't have Alzheimer's. She's acting like a bitch. Of course I stole her Valium. Were you missing a Valium? My girlfriend, now wife, and I were sleeping in my bed in college. Due to not being able to control the temperature in my room, which was kept at a tropical 105 degrees despite it being a brutal winter, we always slept with the window open and my bedroom door cracked for circulation. I also lived on the ground floor apartment of a brownstone in Boston. In the dead middle of the night, she starts smacking me. Girlfriend. Babe. Babe. I startle awake. What? Girlfriend? Whispers. There's someone standing in the doorway. Muffled whimpers. Adrenaline starts pumping. I prepare to fight the intruder. I quickly scan the room for something to make an impromptu weapon out of. Finally my eyes adjust to the dark. I'm fully awake and I see that no one is actually there. Me? No, there isn't. You're sleeping. Girlfriend? Muffled laughing. She had zero recollection of the entire incident the next morning. I had to recount to her how she almost made me crap my pants in the middle of the night. I find it hilarious that she laughed afterwards. Oh, they were there all right. Hums X-Files theme. I think you're supposed to whistle that tune. Wild women everywhere. My girlfriend. I'll have what she's having. Sleep. Hell yeah, my dude. That's the good shit. My wife doesn't talk in her sleep, but I did wake up once to her sitting up, leaning over me and staring at me Paranormal Activity style. It was terrifying, and she has no recollection of it. I woke up to my wife screaming the most horrifying blood-curdling scream I'd ever heard. Something made her wake up, and in the faint moonlight that was seeping in through a gap in the curtain stood a small figure less than a foot from her face. It was her son wanting a drink, but he had decided to stand next to her head like a mannequin until noticed. This is honestly the thing that makes me the most anxious about having kids. I hate being scared, and I am very easy to scare. My pool mother. She was 2. Our house was full of corners and kid me loved hiding around them to scare her. Once as a kid I got up to pee and heard a noise, so I ran and hid in the tub, drew the curtain and stopped breathing. It was my mom getting up to pee. She heard a noise, me, and started going very slow to the bathroom. She slowly approached the tub and pulled the curtains open. In my pure fear and shock, instead of screaming I shouted boo, and she screamed and almost smacked me out of the tub. A compilation. All of these start with her shaking me awake. Her, SHH, they're on the roof, me, Who? Her? ZZ. Her? Where is he going to sleep? Me? Who? Her? The man who's here points me. What? Her? ZZ. Her? I see it over there by the stairs. Me? Silently shitting self. Her? ZZ. Her? Do you see her? Me. Sigh. Who? Her? The lady in the corner. Me. There's nobody there. Her? Her eyes. Me. There's nobody there. Her? I hope she goes away. ZZ. Me. Doesn't sleep. She never remembers saying this stuff. Silently shit self. Feo. When you're terrified, but polite, you gotta move out of that house. Lameo. I honestly started keeping track of the weirder things, conversations we've had, that she remembers nothing of. November 25th, she wakes up. So, fish sticks? Clear and loud. Me fish sticks? What do you mean? So, are you making fish sticks? Me? Yes, I'm making fish sticks. So okay. Goes back to sleep. Sleeping wife. Why is a dog barking? Me? We don't have a dog. Wife. Yes, we do. And he's in the kitchen barking. Me? Okay. Wife. Go see why he's barking. Me? After a little more argument about whether or not we have a dog. Walks to kitchen and back to bedroom. Wife. Where did you go? Me? I went to the kitchen to check on the dog. Wife. But we don't have a dog. Not but my 17-year-old daughter. She came charging into my bedroom. Yes, she also walks in her sleep as well. And started shaking me saying, Mom, look at the clock. Look at the clock. I struggled into consciousness, looked at the clock and saw that it was 2 a.m. I said, what's the problem? We have to feed the cat. We don't have a freaking cat. She's just switching places with her counterpart from another universe in the multiverse where you do have a dog. This is like my girlfriend. She'll wake up and say something totally nonsensical, like don't trust the toast people. I'll be like, oh yeah, and who are they? You know? The toast people. The who. Getting annoyed. The toast, realizes she's been dreaming. Oh, never mind. Soft creepy laughter and then immediately propping up at a 90-degree angle saying, it's ALL part of the show. Then going back to sleep. I was laughing at something in a dream once and it creeped out my girlfriend, so she shook me and asked why I was laughing. I answered the purple people as I was waking up, which freaked her out more. The dream had people with weird skin colors and clothes, and in the moment nothing in the world was funnier to me than a purple man in a turquoise suit standing next to a turquoise man in a purple suit. I had trouble explaining that while I was conscious. TBF, that would look pretty funny. I've told this on here before, but my husband is out of control with his sleep talking. You almost can't call it sleep talking, because you would swear this emperor knows exactly what he's doing. It isn't just talking. He gets up out of bed, will literally be walking around the house doing things like he's totally aware. Could hold a full conversation with you. It takes a minute to realize whether he's awake or not. He's so sure of himself. So probably the scariest thing was one night we're knocked out. It has to be like 3 a.m. and his big ass bolts out of bed like I've never seen in my life, waking me up and frantically yelling, we have to go now. We have to get out of here. Follow me. Hurry up. I literally go into full panic mode and start trying to grab things and get my dogs, all while trying to ask him what the frick is going on. But he's so serious about this that I just trust that there must be something bad happening. Within a minute or so I noticed that as frantic as he was walking around, he wasn't really doing anything, just kind of going in circles. At that point it clicked that he wasn't really awake. I had been woken up from a dead sleep too obviously, so I started saying his name over and over and telling him it was okay, and he kind of just snapped out of it and was like, oh, sorry about that. Definitely was freaked the frick out for a minute there though. Thanks so much for the platinum. I laughed at this so hard. We need to leave now, hurry up, runs in circle. Lomeo, that's exactly what it was like. I remember one night I was on a school trip. We were visiting a shipyard in the 5th or 6th grade. We were all sleeping in bunks at the prow bow of the ship, stacked 3 high. One of the kids was known for having night terrors, as they had happened at other sleepovers and such out of school. I'm a notorious insomniac, so naturally I was up with another bunkmate of mine and we were playing cards. This kid was on the 3rd bunk up and all of a sudden leaped off. These bunks are 3 high. You have to climb down. This kid jumps down like 8 feet, lands like a cat and bolts for the bathroom. One of the teachers woke up and saw this and got up to make sure he was okay. The kid was dead asleep the whole time and once properly awakened apologized and climbed back into bed. Was wild to see. I once had a 2-story bed and jumped from the top of it, head first, because I dreamt I was in a swimming pool and jumped into the water. The impact didn't even wake me up. Ended up in the hospital. Too many Asians here. I'm Asian. How'd that conversation in the morning go? How many Asians is too many Asians? According to Opiso in the bedroom. 1. Unless the so is also Asian. So 2. But one of them may be pregnant. So 3. But they could be twins. So 4. But they could have cheated. So 2. And they're not Asian. So 1. So, can you see it? In the corner. Me? What? So, ZZ. Me bitch? My boyfriend has PTSD from his time in the Marines and what they did overseas. The other night, I had my arm around his waist and he patted my hand and said, "You're never going to make it out of here. You're just another casualty about to happen. You're going to die and luckily we're married, because you have life insurance. We're not married. LOL. When he whispers sweet nothings in your ear, just your things. When my husband first got back we were cuddling, dead asleep, and I woke up to him holding me in a chokehold saying, "Not this time, motherfucker." Scared the living shit out of me. He's gotten a lot better. That was 4 years ago and he'd been home for about a week at that time. Damn it. Agent 417 has leaked the plans in his pitiful sleep talking. Sigh, we'll have to terminate him. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and leave a comment which story you liked the most. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for updates on our latest videos. And don't forget to check the links in the description box for more awesome content.